Coming up this week, Off-Screen, Cara Delevingne and Nat Wolff starring John Green's latest adaptation, Paper Towns. Benicio del Toro plays Pablo Escobar in Escobar: Paradise Lost. Lucasfilm return with their latest animated CG offering, Strange Magic. Jack Whitehall takes the class trip from hell in the Bad Education movie. The Griswolds return with a vacation of their own for 2015. And Blumhouse are back with Sinister II. All of those to come and more Off-Screen.
This is Off-Screen. Off-Screen. With the latest film news and reviews, this is Off-Screen, the on-screen radio show.
Welcome to Off-Screen, I'm Van Connor.
My name is Kase Allen.
So, we've got a nice little run this week. We've got Paper Towns, Escobar.
Quite a few films.
Some interesting ones. So
Mixed bag.
A bit of a mixed bag. Shall we start with Paper Towns then?
Let's do Paper Towns, which I've not seen, but you have seen. I am offended by her eyebrows.
You're offended by her eyebrows, Cara Delevingne's eyebrows. It's not her
too
eyebrows. The eyebrows are not the worst thing about Cara Delevingne.
Okay, what
just
is?
Her completely sort of docile, half-asleep demeanour. That's the most offensive thing about Cara Delevingne.
I would agree. Actually.
Okay, so Paper Towns, which is the latest John Green adaptation, following obviously the Fault in Our Stars last year, which was pretty much everyone's favourite weepy last year.
Yeah.
Notebook 2K14, I think I called it back in the day.
It was a good success.
It was, and so now we have a similar kind of tale. This is more of a John Hughesy type vibe, although it does remind you sort of how John Hughesy Fault in Our Stars kind of was. He is the new John Hughes. John Green is the new John Hughes. Who knew this? Who knew? Turns out that's the case. So what we have here is the story of a young boy played by Nat Wolff, who discovers that his sort of unrequited love from across the street, played by Cara Delevingne, who's Margot, has gone missing, and he and his two nerdy high school friends set out on the eve of their high school prom to locate Margot and return her, so that he can also profess his love at the same time. We have a clip.
Margot, hey.
Look, I need to borrow your car.
What?
Your car?
I don't have a car.
I mean your mom's car.
I...
Also, I need you to drive the car because I have 9 things I need to do tonight, and more than half of them require a getaway driver.
What are you... Is he committing felonies?
Ooh, remind me, is breaking and entering a felony?
Yes. What?
Well, okay. I gotta go, so are you in or out?
Why can't you just get one of your underlings to help you out, like Jace or Lacey or Becca?
They're part of the problem, actually.
What problem?
There are 9 problems.
So it's worth pointing out that I'm not particularly enamoured by Miss Delevingne. It's not really it's not won me over, we'll say. There was a lot of hype about her in this.
Oh yeah, quite a lot. Well, she's doing so many different just loads of different projects. Not even acting.
She's
not
in
just
Suicide
loads
Squad,
of...
isn't she? She's going to be Enchantress in Suicide
yeah.
Squad. But there's a lot of hype about, she's the next big thing. And then you watch this film and you think, no, she's really not. She's just going to be something like we're going to have to put up with. Best case scenario, next Mila Jovovich. That's it. Because, model to screen translation.
She's going to be in a Luc Besson film. She's just been cast.
She has, hasn't she? Well, thanks for ruining the film news this week, guys. So, as I say...
Preemptive as always.
I mean, this obviously is nowhere near as good or nor as stirring or moving as The Fault in Our Stars, and it isn't anywhere near as witty either. It tries. But the first half of the film is very likeable, but it's very laboured. And then you get to the second half, and it's a lot more road trippy, it's a lot punchier, and it's a lot more character comedy driven, and a lot more fun. And the cast that he's assembled here are a great little cast. Delevingne, weirdly, despite being the sort of poster character, is the weakest link in the chain. And then you've got Halston Sage, who plays her sort of best friend, who comes along for the journey of, let's find her sort of a journey, who's infinitely better. Now, I like Halston Sage. She's a TV actress who starred in Neighbours last year with Zac Efron. She was Zac Efron's girlfriend.
Of course, yeah.
In that very thankless little role, but she's quite good on TV. Infinitely better in this than Cara Delevingne is, and more worthy of being a movie star than Cara Delevingne. But you know what? She wasn't a model, so that seems to be the rule. In terms of the directorial style, it obeys the same sort of small town, yet with a little bit of gloss sensibility of The Fault in Our Stars. It has, say, the John Hughes appeal. It's not going to win over, I think, the older crowd the way that The Fault in Our Stars did, because The Fault in Our Stars made it it transcended age. This is very much a teenage tale. It's a teenage-driven tale. It fuses the sort of comedy with the mystery drama aspects of it quite well, but I don't think the older audience are going to be particularly enamoured. The younger audiences, however, are going to revel in sequences in which characters bond over singing the Pokemon theme, and which is actually a thing that happens.
Right.
This is actually
a thing.
Yes, it seems. Case, you and I have reached a collective age here where we're now expected to fancy the parents, and it's left to sort of Calvin Prickett's age group to fancy.
Well, I think I reached that kind of bracket about a good 5 years ago.
The OC plays entirely differently for us now, so
just rewatching that. Yeah.
Oh, Kirsten.
I do like. I am more like Sandy than Seth.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
which I'm fine with.
When you're more Sandy, that's it.
Yeah.
This it. Paper Towns has solidified the idea. We are collectively, I think, more Sandy than Seth now, and that's a sad time. Paper Towns it's enjoyable. It's pretty good. Doesn't particularly work for the much older crowd, for the adults, for young professionals perhaps. But you know what? It's still pretty decent. It's not Fault in Our Stars good, but it works.
But it's so decent.
Should we do some film news then, Case?
Yes, let's do some film news.
There's been a fair bit going. Did you hear about the tax break thing? This has been happening the last couple of days?
No, film in.
Oh, well, we now have a 25% tax incentive for filming movies in the UK now. So, yeah, I think Marvel may make that return to the UK proper now.
Come back to Pinewood, yeah.
We had that phase, didn't we? All the Marvel movies were getting made in the UK, and now they've started...
Pinewood in London. Well, they built another one in Atlanta.
They did, didn't they? Well, they've now filtered over there, it seems, but we have a tax incentive and they don't. So you will listen to every damn word I have to say.
Maybe Star Wars has got something to do with that.
It's quite possible, isn't it? Right, do you know War Machine? This is the Netflix movie that's coming.
Oh,
it's
yeah, of course.
Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt. Yeah. She's added some more people, I believe.
It has. It's got Will Poulter has joined the cast now as well.
No, I quite like Will Poulter. I don't know if we're going to see him as Pennywise.
I don't think that movie's ever going to happen.
It's like The Crow, isn't it?
It's like The Crow. It's like Tron 3. It's like Serenity 2. It is a mythical project which will never happen. But yes, Will Poulter has joined War Machine, which is Netflix's movie, which is getting a limited theatrical release, and then is going straight onto Netflix. Yeah. He's going to see Brad Pitt as a 4-star general sent to Afghanistan. And it's apparently going to be a dark comedy. Yeah. So this one could be quite interesting. Yeah. Skull Island. Kong Skull Island.
Yeah, that's added some more people as well.
Toby Kebbell.
I really like this cast. Yeah, Toby Kebbell.
Toby Kebbell, who of course has some experience in the range of evil monkeys. Yes. Having played, what was his character? Koba. He played Koba in Dawn and in Rise and Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. Oh no, he wasn't in Rise. I think
it was just Dawn.
Just Dawn. Yeah. Koba is in Rise, but it's not Toby Kebbell. It's okay. There we are. He played Koba in, but he
probably makes him a character.
He does,
He's joined back now.
Another one I really liked. I loved this yesterday. Was the news that Hugh Jackman is in talks for a big screen adaptation of The Odyssey.
Yeah,
he's going to play Odysseus in The Odyssey.
That's good. That.
Do you know what? Slap the IMAX 3D badge on it. Sign me up. Give me the ticket. I'm sold.
Absolutely.
I'm there.
Absolutely.
Who's
going to make that film? Who's going to direct it?
Do you know? I'm not sure. I should remember that bit. Let's have a look.
Yeah, let's have a quick look,
involved in that one. Because obviously this is sort of post-Troy sort of a movie. Do you know what I don't get? This is by Lionsgate. Why did Warner Brothers not snap all these things up and just make a full-on Trojan franchise out of it? Yeah. And why did that not happen?
Well, I think because Troy happened and Troy wasn't good.
Francis Lawrence, by the way, that's who's making...
Oh, of course,
yes, Francis Lawrence.
Hunger Games,
good, It could work. He can obviously...
He's picking up some steam, isn't he? Yeah,
he is a bit post-Hunger Games, but I mean, let's forgive him for Mockingjay Part 1 and just move on.
Let's wait for number 2.
Let's wait for number 2 before we condemn him for Part 1. Warner Brothers have picked up another pitch for Dante's Inferno, and is this the new Great Gatsby? Because there was an old thing in Hollywood, you never pitch the Great Gatsby. Now it seems to be you never pitch Dante's Inferno. It'll get bought, but it'll never get made.
I feel like it's like The Stand as well.
How many pitches are there for Dante's Inferno now?
Hundreds.
And there's a video game, which I'm sure there's being adapted as well, and it's just, this was my favourite news of the week. You and I were talking about this earlier. Buffalo Bill's house.
Yeah, it's
from the Silence of the Lambs. That's gone up for sale. Have you seen how much it cost as well?
No, I've not.
$300,000.
Yeah, that's pretty reasonable.
Full-on piece of cinematic history.
I mean, it's more reasonable than the house from Home Alone. Much more reasonable.
Did you hear this about the guy who owns the house from the Goonies has forbidden people from turning up at his property to do the truffle shuffle?
I didn't hear about that.
No, this is a story that's going around. Yeah, he apparently just goes out and yells at you if you go and do the truffle shuffle.
I love it when those big iconic movie houses go up for sale, and
like the Home Alone house,
Home Alone, Mrs. Doubtfire house,
Tony Stark's house. That went up for sale.
Really, did it?
Yeah, it did. 12 million, if you wondered.
Okay, yeah. I was about to say, I dread to think.
I thought it was great to go on the Realtors website and get to do the virtual tour of Tony Stark's house. That was kind of nice.
Great, yeah.
So I would park my car there, and then I would have loads of room left over. And that was basically
Because I just don't have anywhere near as much stuff.
Should we look at Paradise Lost? That Escobar.
So this is Benicio del Toro taking on the role of Escobar. Good casting.
It is good casting. Is it not somewhat kind of annoyingly obvious as well? It's like he played Che Guevara, and now he's... Like, are we going to have any South American characters left who Benicio del Toro has not portrayed on screen?
That's it. Yeah.
It's going to be the Javier Bardem story, starring... Yeah, exactly. That's what's going to happen. So this is debut from writer-director Andrea Di Stefano. Stars Josh Hutcherson. No, Josh Hutcherson, go figure. And Benicio del Toro. And this is loosely, and I have to use the word loosely, based on a true story. Within the context of the film, this is the story of a Canadian surfer, which apparently is an actual concept that exists. There are Canadian surfers.
Go to Colombia.
Canadian surfer on holiday in Colombia who meets and begins a romance with the niece of Pablo Escobar. Now, rather than doing the same thing and running like a mother, he does not, and he sticks around and finds himself ingratiated into the Escobar clan, only to find, around the time of, say, the early 90s, when things got a little bit heated for Senor Escobar, he found himself in the crosshairs himself, and wouldn't you know it, some running and jumping ensued. Should we cue a clip?
Let's cue a clip.
Let's cue a clip.
Nick, where are you? I need to know where you are, please. Just tell me. Tell me where you are.
Yeah. I need you to tell me something. Are you alone?
No.
Is my brother okay?
No.
And there we are. That kind of shows you do not. It does not pay to be Josh Hutcherson's relative, and even if you're Brady Corbett, who would have been. You said this.
I said this. Yeah, it would have been much better if Brady Corbett was playing the Josh Hutcherson character.
Yeah, you say that because he's a better actor, and yet I say Josh Hutcherson's the most backhanded compliment ever. Josh Hutcherson's natural dunderheaded blockiness makes him perfect for this role. It's a perfect portrayal because there is an element of gullibility required for the character.
To go along with it.
Because
you have to be pretty bloody naive to just go along with that.
You would it's one of those things. It's like, really, you just romance Pablo Escobar's niece, and you think all is going to be really.
However, it happens so damn fast because he meets this girl.
He does. Meets her a week later.
Then they're getting married.
Yeah. It's a very fast.
Time passes very, very quickly.
And this is all within about 20 minutes of the beginning of the film. Although actually there is about 15 minutes for a pre-credits prologue on this one. It was worth saying.
Yeah, but it says a few years earlier.
It does, yeah. Right, so we have to get to the obvious thing, which is that Del Toro is just brilliant.
Yeah,
just
very
fantastic.
Very menacing, very dark, very insidious.
He looms over it. He plays it in this brilliantly sort of comic book villain-like way, but in a sort of gritty and grounded sense as well. Yeah. And it's one of those sort of performances that just seeps into the film. It just infests the film, so that even when he's not in the scene, you are in Pablo's world.
Yeah. He's very likeable. He's very charming.
That's it. You get the sense, because it would take an actor like Del Toro, I think, to convey that. The sort of the cultural love of Pablo Escobar, why he was a beloved figure in the face of such out-and-out corruption and, menace and evilness, I suppose.
The first time that Nick ever sees him, really, before he meets him as a person, he sees a giant poster of him.
He does, yeah, he does.
Him for, political office.
Exactly. No, I think the performances, though, are the real stars of the film. They are Hutcherson and Del Toro, and I never thought I'd say Josh Hutcherson is one of the best things about the film.
I've seen Journey 2 now.
Exactly. I mean, and Journey 1. Any film.
Just anything he's ever been in,
Hashtag not my Peter. Anyway, hashtag Peter Bread. Right. So no, Josh Hutcherson and Del Toro, they own the film. Their performances are the centre of this film, really, and it does suffer in some ways. There is a wealth of supporting characters who are just completely undeveloped as a result, and it feels like the world of the film is somewhat incomplete as a result. which is kind of at odds with the sort of beautiful imagery that Andrea Di Stefano manages to squeeze into this film, because he has just a wondrous love of the South American locale.
It's a very great looking film,
It's
isn't
a
it?
wonderful looking film. It's one of
I
those
don't know if
films-
that's just down to the location and there's just a great filter used.
I know, you think, like, I can't tell if this is best cinematography material or if you're just really good with filters.
Yeah, you just love Instagram.
Yeah, that's it. Do you just love iPhone filters? No.
Change contrast.
But no, I liked the film very much. It's not fantastic, but it's solidly entertaining enough. It's a little trashier than you'd expect it to be, though. It does have that New York Times best-selling thriller sort of a vibe to it, doesn't it? You feel like you would have bought this on an airport visit. You know, I was on my way to the gate and I needed something from Smith's, so I picked up this. This was in the 3 for 2 offer, and I wanted 2 of the Douglas Adams books and then this, so I just got this, and I read it on the flight on the way to Tenerife, and it was really good, and it was fine, and then I forgot about it by the time I got home.
You don't want to read it on the way to going to Colombia, do you?
No, you really don't. We should plug our competitions, really.
We should. We've still got a few carrying on.
Oh, we've got a new one starting as well.
What is our new one?
Oh, our new one. You'll love this. This is for next week's big release, which is Hitman Agent 47. This is kind of cool. Right, you get the T-shirt.
You just don't know me anymore.
I don't know you. Do you shave your head and kill people in your spare time?
Have I got a barcode on my neck now?
Funnily enough, if you entered this competition, you could have a barcode on your neck.
Transfers.
There is a temporary. There is a barcode
Wonderful.
temporary tattoo for your neck, or wherever you'd like it.
If your friends want you to be really cool.
Not judging. If you'd like it on the inner thigh, big toe, forearm,
Anywhere you want.
neck,
Forehead, nose.
Put it wherever you'd like, and you can your prerogative. We're not going to judge. We're not judging. We're not judging. You know? So yeah, that's got the Hitman set's got a temporary tattoo. It's got the T-shirt with the red tie and the gun holster.
Oh, that's quite cool, actually. I like
there's
that.
a notebook, and this is what I really like as well. There is this really cool, really slick-looking, gadgety USB flash drive that goes with it.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
That's kind of cool.
We've also got the Sinister II promotion. That's still ongoing for another week, I think. That's got an old school radio in it. It's got a sort of a keychain, sort of mini 8mm.
Oh, it's got a little camera. Yeah, little like LED light camera.
And a T-shirt as well. So I say there's loads of competitions. We can't keep track of them all, so we tend to have like 4 or 5
like
going.
Every week, yeah.
We have 4 or 5 competitions going at any time. We tend to keep them open for like
chances are you're
2
gonna
weeks.
win something.
Yeah, win something.
Something.
Yeah, go on. It's onscreenfilm.com. Go in the competition section. You can't miss it. It's big, it's bold, it says competitions at the top. And just go on onscreenfilm.com, get entering, and your chance to win some swag. Swag. As the term may be.
Hashtag swag.
Hashtag swag. Hashtag onscreen swag. There we are. We're really coming up with a hashtag.
Started, yeah. Because we're a week of hashtags.
You got your hashtag next week.
Yeah. Which I'm going to save for next week.
Save it for next week. So should we do the next review then? Oh, we got some film news.
Let's do some film news.
Some film news first. What else have we got this week then? Oh, Tom
Quite
Holland.
a busy week.
Tom
Holland, yeah. What's the new film that he's just joined?
Lost City of Z.
Now
or
the cast is
Lost
coming
City
together
of
for this one.
Z, or-
I'm saying Lost City is Z.
Well, this is just. Am I right in thinking this has got Benedict Cumberbatch in it, or did have at one point Benedict Cumberbatch? It did.
Because, Benedict Cumberbatch and film roles.
Yeah.
Gets attached for a month.
It's
He's
true.
popular right now.
Well, it's now got Robert Pattinson, Sienna Miller, Charlie Hunnam, and Spider-Man himself, Tom Holland,
I quite like that.
That's quite cool, yeah. Christopher Yost, who I know for writing the TV series Justified with Timothy Olyphant, also the star of the first Hitman movie, if you're keeping count. Yes, Christopher Yost has signed up to write the Masters of the Universe movie. Is it called Masters of the Universe now? Is it He-Man and the, or because it was He-Man and the Masters of the Universe?
Is he the guy that's doing the rewrites, or is that a new?
He's doing the rewrite, I believe.
Okay, yeah.
And he's also doing Thor
doing
Ragnarok.
Ragnarok,
He's doing Ragnarok. Can I imagine that for
That'll be
an
interesting.
option? That'd be kind of cool, wouldn't it? So what else we got? Oh, we were talking about the Luc Besson film, the Cara Delevingne one.
Oh yeah, kind of.
Okay, so this is called Valerian,
which is a great name for Luc Besson sci-fi.
It is, yeah. So this has got a hell of a cast coming together on it as well. So this week, this film signed up Clive Owen, Dane DeHaan, and Cara Delevingne. Now
That's an interesting start.
That's kind of eclectic for a Luc Besson sci-fi film. So for a sci-fi film from the man who gave us The Fifth Element. And remember what I said about comparing it to Mila Jovovich?
There we are.
This
exactly.
comparison kind of works. Does this mean we're going to get her in bandages, do you think?
Or maybe just no eyebrows.
Maybe no eyebrows. that's her version of
So I don't
Almost
think
Naked.
Lila has. Well, she doesn't have big bushy caterpillar eyebrows anyway.
Well, we've got. It's called Valerian and the City of 1,000 Planets.
Is that the full title?
That's the full title, The City of
great.
1,000 Planets. And it just looks like this sort of romping... It's based on a 1967 French graphic novel. And it just looks
Sounds
like
very
this
pulpy.
Pulpy, sci-fi romp from the 40s, 50s kind of thing. And it has that, Buck Rogers kind of look to it, but with the vivid imagination of Luc Besson. Apparently there are 5 human cast members and dozens of alien cast members, so...
A lot of mocap.
Lot of mocap.
Get Toby Kebbell in.
Get Toby Kebbell?
Yeah.
Alan Tudyk apparently is joining the bandwagon for that, though. So.
Oh, and he's, of course, going
For
to be in Star
Rogue
Wars
One,
now as well.
we've got that to talk about next as well. But,
See, I'm
should
just
we-
spoiling all the film.
you are. You're such a
Sorry.
spoiler.
I know.
Should we do Bad
Spoilers.
Education and then get on to that?
If we absolutely have to.
We absolutely have to.
Okay, so Mr. Jack Whitehall and he's a teacher and they go on a trip, and you can talk about it some more if you like.
Okay, yeah, right. So, Bad Education movie. Jack Whitehall plays Alfie Wickers, who is the most inept teacher ever. Have you seen the series?
I've seen one episode.
It's BBC Three, isn't it?
Yeah.
So- right, I have seen this. Calvin introduced me to it. I had no interest in it ever before then. But you got to bear in mind, Calvin is like 20 years old.
I understand, yeah, he's a little bit younger.
So he's a little bit younger.
Yeah.
So his comedic sensibilities...
I'm still yet to meet the dude.
You never have met him. You both work on the same thing, and yet you never cross paths.
Strange. I feel like we would get on.
I feel like you would, but I also feel like you'd like pat him on the head and call him Junior. But
Okay, I'd be cool with that.
I call
I
him,
don't think he would.
I call him Sport, and then give him the little
Sport.
clicky.
You
punch
okay
on the
there,
chin.
champ?
Yeah, you okay there, Tiger. But no, so he introduced me to this, which is this, and it is for very much a younger generation. It's all bruv and in it kind of comedy. But you've got Jack Whitehall as this sort of Etonian-schooled, upper-crust, feeble, inept teacher. And it turns out that this is the role that Jack Whitehall was born to play. Who knew it? So now we have a movie in which he takes his class of token miscreants on the requisite end-of-school holiday. They've taken their GCSEs. It's that interim period where they're waiting for their exam results. He takes them on one mental sort of class trip, as it were, only to find they cross paths with an attempt by a militant Cornish organisation to secede from the British government and take down Parliament, or something to that effect. Here's a clip of Jack Whitehall preparing for his trip.
If you're worried about your drink getting spiked, use one of these.
Ah, very clever. I see. Popping up the chuffer, do you? Board up the tradesman's entrance, keep out any randy corns.
Goes on top of a bottle.
That makes more sense.
If this trip goes wrong, I won't be there to protect you.
Rosie, believe it or not, I am a grown man, and I am perfectly capable of looking after myself.
Lunchbox?
You put in dunkers?
Yep.
Bye.
Jack Whitehall, ladies and gentlemen.
So, militant Cornish people, are these pirates? Are we talking about?
They're kind of like pirates, led by Ian Glenn.
I like Ian Glenn. It's Sajora.
First of
Friend
all,
zone.
Ian Glenn, king of the friend zone.
friend zone.
Ian Glenn as Pasco, his name is absolutely brilliant in this. He's so much fun, but he is that requisite sort of cartoonish villain they put in these movies. This is a movie which really wants to be the In-Betweeners movie. I mean, it really wants, actually, what it really wants to be is Alan Partridge, Alpha Papa, but instead it isn't even as good as the In-Betweeners movie. No. It's better than the second In-Betweeners movie, though, I'll give it that.
That's not hard, though, is it?
No, not really. But, I mean, to be fair, the thing to say with The Bad Education, because people have been kind of snooty about it, and you think, no, because I think if you are being snooty about it, you're not the target audience anyway. And the target audience are really the kind of people that like the series. Now, I do like the series, but that series, I admit, is not intended for me.
You're not the demographic.
I'm not the demographic. I happen to like it. And as a result, I think the movie is no better nor worse than the series. It is exactly on par with the series. It's not like the In-Betweeners where the quality dipped and then peaked with the first movie and then dropped again with the second one. This is the through line. This is the baseline quality of the series. But there's one slight added spin this time around, which is they've added a few tweaks to the Jack Whitehall character, and they've sort of retooled him ever so slightly into this perfect metatextual representation of the chinless Etonian elite, if you were. And they actually have him interacting with other members of this chinless Etonian elite.
Did that not really come through in the show, then?
Didn't really come through in the show. He just came through as he's Jack Whitehall.
I think it's just playing itself, isn't it?
It just comes through like that in there, but I mean, in the movie, he's given a fair bit more character development, as it were. And the kids are, they're a fun little ensemble, and they've worked together for years anyway. And you've got the token one in a wheelchair, you've got the token bad boy, you've got the hormonally rampant girl in the miniskirt, you've got the girl of Oriental descent who's a SWAT, you've got the young gay one. You pick your archetype, pick your archetype, and then you've got Matthew Horn as well, who's the equally inept head teacher, who he gets a couple of good laughs in there. It is paint by numbers. There's not really any denying that, but you know what? It's kind of good natured. It's kind of fun. It's exactly as crass and as sort of witty as the series was, and I'd say if you don't like the series, do not even attempt to watch this because you will get nothing out of it.
It's just more of the same.
That's it. If you do like the series, though, do watch it. And if you can explain to me, because we had a bit of an argument in my house about the continuity of it, didn't the bad boy kid leave in the series? If you know, can you tweet us, please? Because we don't get the continuity.
Hashtag, where was he gone?
Yeah, hashtag bad boy returns. Where did he... I thought he left the school.
Bad education bad boy.
Yeah, bad education bad boy. He's back in the movie. I have no idea why. But I just let it go because I was enjoying the movie.
Hashtag BBC free money.
Hashtag Beeb money, yeah.
With the latest film news and reviews, this is OffScreen.
And we're back. So should we look at Sinister II then, Kase?
Yes, you were not a fan, were you?
I was not a fan at all. Like I say, Sinister II rhymes with Sinister Pooh. Therein lies the review.
There you go.
That all right. That's like Dr. Seuss, wasn't it? Okay, so Sinister II, which takes place about a year after the events of Sinister 1, which you won't remember because Sinister 1 was released in that year between Insidious 1 and Insidious 2.
Yeah.
And it
just kind of happened.
Ethan Hawke and a projector and a guy that looked like Nick Cave.
Yeah, a little bit. Just like a taller Nick Cave.
Bughuul, I think his name. Bughuul?
Yeah.
Bughuul, who looks like Nick Cave.
So he's like their big monster.
He's their big monster. He's meant to be like a boogeyman type figure. So this time around, say it's like a year or so later, the cop from the first movie has been summarily sacked for utterly failing to protect her family in the first one.
Pretty incompetent.
You killed a family. You are sacked. And so he's now he's investigating on his own free time. He's a private investigator. He's continuing to investigate the events of the first movie. Happens upon a desperate single mother and her two sons. The single mother being played by Shannon Sossamon. And I know what you're thinking. Yes, Shannon Sossamon is still acting.
That is what I was thinking, actually.
That is scarier than the idea of a Sinister 2. Of course, she has two young boys, so what do you think naturally the logical path for this movie is going to be? Do you think Bughuul may return?
I think it's a possibility, otherwise you haven't really got a film.
No,
it's not really a
do you think evil Nick Cave might try to recruit some new bad seeds?
Return, yeah. The kids might go down a bad path.
And cue the clip.
Some cultures believed that it lived in another realm, reachable only by ritual or sacrifice. And others believed that it fed off of the corruption of innocence. But no matter what, there were always three things in common. There's a murdered family, missing children, and some form of iconological totem, or a thematic offering. There's image, literature, music.
Okay, so the murders are captured through art?
It's aesthetic observance of violence.
So there's your explanation as to Bughuul there.
That's a bad name for
Bughuul.
Bughuul. Sounds like a Jungle Book character.
Does sound like a Jungle Book character. I was going to say the same thing. Right, so, this is not terribly very good. I mean, this is effectively a rehash of Sinister by way of Children of the Corn, as it were. With all its imagery, I think owes a big debt to Children of the Corn. James Ransone, as they reprised his role from the first movie, he and Shannon Sossamon are quite likeable as the adult leads, and as the younger children leads go, they're a little bit all over the shop. And then you've got the actual plot itself, which doesn't make a whole heap of sense. And then you've got Kieran Foy, who did Citadel a couple of years. Did you ever see Citadel?
I saw Citadel.
I love Citadel. It was this great atmospheric sort of Irish council estate horror movie. And it was really, really good and really creepy, really atmospheric. And everything he's learnt from that movie, he seems to have now forgotten to churn out this very by the numbers. It's not even by the numbers, it's more like a direct countdown sort of a horror. It's just cherry pick your moments, some other, jump scare movies, lump them all in.
See, that's the worst with jump scares, isn't it? Just...
Right. And this starts with jump scares. I mean, this really opens with jump scares. You're like, really? Just scare me. Don't make me... Making me jump is not the same as scaring me. They're two different things. And then you get to the final 15 minutes of this, and it just feels like nobody involved could be bothered in the slightest. It is so apathetic that you really do question what they were doing the night before shooting finished. Like, was it this madcap scramble to... Look, we need to end this. We've got 15 minutes of screen time. Just
put some stuff in front of a camera.
Put some stuff. We don't need to explain how he did that. Just do it off screen, and a lot happens off screen.
I remember you saying something.
Cut to black, and then okay, this is really, and no, and it is like I say, it is all over the shop. Ransom and Sossamon are watchable. They're very likable. The rest of the film isn't, and it's a shame because there are just these moments in it. You think, okay, there's a shred of potential in this.
It seems from the first film it was a good kind of starting point for like a big franchise, a big horror franchise, a lot like Purge, where the first Purge was a little bit rubbish, second one builds on it, but yeah, seems like a letdown.
Yeah, really not quite, is it? But doesn't work for me. This didn't work for me at all, and I felt like my intelligence had been insulted having sat through it all. By the time it
felt dumber. After
I actually felt dumber having watched it, and you say what you will about the Insidious movies, none of them have ever stooped to this low. I wasn't a fan of the first Insidious movie. I gave that quite a harsh time, but actually, let me put it this way: this film is so bad in its final 15 minutes that it makes Rose Byrne's convenient amnesia at the beginning of Insidious 2 seem logical by comparison. Genuinely,
I think that sums it up quite well.
I think so too. Should we cleanse our palate then with the box office top 10 instead?
Let's do the top 10. Something very exciting has left. Finally.
Number 10.
Rounding out the top 10, we have The Gift.
The Gift. We say film of two halves. First half, trashy 90s, R-rated adult suburban thriller. Second half, bonkers. Brilliantly bonkers.
What have you done?
And nasty and just grisly and horrible, and I loved it.
I would see it again.
I would see the second half again.
Yeah, just watch about twice.
It is. It's one of those films, if you're on Blu-ray, you'd put it on, you'd only start from the second half. That kind of a film. Yeah. But Joel Edgerton's a lot of fun in it. Jason Bateman plays against type. And then you've got Rebecca Hall, who plays Rebecca Hall. So, yeah.
Number 9.
Simon Pegg in absolutely anything.
In which he can do absolutely anything except make you laugh.
Yes. Except be Bruce Almighty.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this is a real waste of potential. I expected a lot more from Terry Jones. I expected a lot more from the entire Monty Python cast, from the likes of Robin Williams' final voice role, which is enjoyable but wasted in a film which frankly does not deserve it. And Simon Pegg is not a leading man.
No. He's the chum. He's the best friend.
He is. He's the chum.
He's the best friend unless he's got someone like Nick Frost and Ben
to play off of.
Yeah, to kind of play off of. Yeah.
Number 8.
Minions.
Still not seen this.
Still
not seen.
Still seeing better films. Still doing other things with my time.
The weirdest thing I have with Minions is I keep walking into toy stores and seeing new merchandise for Minions that didn't exist last week.
But it'll be for merchandise, but like kids would never want or use.
I don't know. I want a King Bob toy. King Bob! But
I don't know who that is.
You don't know who that is. That's fine. Wait until you see. You will see the movie eventually. I'm going to make you watch. When it hits home release, I'm going to make you watch.
The only way it's going to happen is if we have like a Clockwork Orange kind of. I get strapped to a chair and my eyes are open.
You did say you want to learn how to put contact lenses in, so this kind of nicely ties in there. So, but no, Minions is an enjoyable family sort of adventure romp starring the Minions. What's not to love? It is what you think it's going to be.
The Minions are not awesome.
Only for you. Everyone else likes Minions.
That's fine.
Number 7.
All right, we have Southpaw next.
Southpaw. You got around to this one?
Still not got around to it.
Because you want. That's the part that you want to. That's
really
what
want
baffles
to.
me.
Yeah, but I mean, I finished Sons of Anarchy. I really like Jake Gyllenhaal. Love Kurt Sutter's writing.
The sheer volume of crap films that you watch, and yet you've put off Southpaw.
Yeah, case in point. Last night I watched Next, starring Nicolas Cage. I don't know why.
There's
I don't know why I did that.
something wrong with you, man.
I know.
Although Nicolas Cage and Columbo in the same movie. Just saying, that's weird.
That's good, yeah.
But Southpaw, it's Rocky 3 with Mr. T killing Adrian. You know it's that movie, and it's from the writer of Sons of Anarchy, and it's from the guy that directed Training Day, and it's from the star of End of Watch. So it is as good as you think it's going to be.
It's good.
And Rachel McAdams doesn't get enough screen time for my taste, but she's quite enjoyable in it. But I do like as well Forrest Whitaker as the who is the trainer in the later Rocky movies? Apollo Creed's
the later one is called Duke.
Duke, that's it.
Yeah,
yes.
The one was always like no pain.
Forrest Whitaker plays Duke.
Okay,
that's the best way to describe it.
Because I can't see him playing Mickey at all.
No pain.
No pain.
So, but no.
Nice.
Number 6.
Oh God. Fan 4, Stick 4.
Fan 4 Stick 4. If you notice how quickly this dropped. Wow.
Number 1 last week, number 6 this week.
Be
That is not
number
good.
9 next week. You know what? It's rubbish on every conceivable level. The first half has a couple of glimmers of potential. The opening, as you and I pointed out.
I really like the opening.
Yeah.
I like seeing Ben Grimm and Reed Young and coming up with cool ideas.
In the style of Amblin.
Yeah, the style of Amblin. Yeah. It's like Explorers, man.
It is. It has that vibe, but unfortunately the film does not live up to it, and you can see, you visibly see it go off the rails, and there's a very specific time jump smack in the centre of it that really just kills it dead.
Number 5.
Trainwreck. We loved this.
We loved this. We both loved this. Yeah, Amy Schumer's a lot of fun. Bill Hader's a lot of fun. Colin Quinn.
There's only a couple people I know that don't like it. And,
those are humorless people. Okay, humorless. But no, it was a lot of fun. For a big screen outing for Amy Schumer, I don't think you could ask for a better result.
It's a really excellent
for a leading role for Bill Hader.
Yeah, which never happens. Maybe it'll happen more.
Maybe that's the thing. I want to watch Skeleton Twins again now that I've seen Trainwreck.
Yeah, that's on Netflix.
Is it on Netflix now? Okay, well that's it. Sold. Sold. Skeleton Twins on Netflix. Because that's the only way to follow up a film as funny and engaging as Trainwreck.
Number 4.
Now this is a bit of a shame. Number 4, Man from U.N.C.L.E. It's quite low.
It's quite low, isn't it? You liked it, didn't you?
I did enjoy it. Yeah.
I don't think it's got the momentum and fun of Kingsman.
No, I think it's got a lot of style. I think,
but it's got more of a sexy style.
More of a sexy style. It's got some good humour.
It has got some good humour. I like the back and forth banter between Henry Cavill and Armie Hammer.
I think there's a lot of excellent chemistry there. Your favourite is in there as well.
Oh, Miss Vikander.
Miss Vikander, yeah.
Ex Machina herself. But do you think she actually, when she orders a pizza, it's like, okay, yeah, pizza, yeah, Alicia Vikander, yes, the Ex Machina actress, yes.
Yeah, that's how she's going to be known. Yeah.
I think that's it.
Like Android.
Yeah. I knew that chick from Ex Machina. That's going to be it. We didn't recognise you with hair, and that's how it's going to work now.
Yeah,
but
until she gets cast in some kind of big superhero film.
Clearly, yes. Although we'll never get the Avengers now, the Avengers spy series now, because
maybe she'll be in Sherlock 3. Maybe that'll.
Oh, that would work. That would really work. Yeah.
Come on, Guy Ritchie, sort it out.
Come on, Guy. But no, I liked Guy Ritchie's style with this one very much. As you and I said, it's a style that you've now seen evolve.
You've seen evolve, yeah,
and it works. It works quite well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Number 3.
Mission Impossible: Rogue Nation. Where is Hunt?
Where is Hunt? So you decided to. I love Alec Baldwin in this movie. He's so much fun.
I love most of it. Well, I love all the cast in this. I think everyone's well.
Yeah, actually, it did surprise me. Actually, they played Jeremy Renner for a lot more laughs than I would have expected.
Yeah, he gets some. I think after Avengers. Yeah.
By the way, because since you're the one who keeps spoiling film news, did you notice that Rebecca Ferguson has now gotten that second role? She's been casting the girl on the train.
Yeah.
With Emily Blunt. So yeah, you called it. She has got her follow-up thriller role. So we'll see what comes of that. But she's great.
I would not be surprised if she was an ass for Miss Marvel.
You think?
I might put a cheeky tenner on.
I'm going with Ronda Rousey. Just
I feel like it's too obvious,
nah.
And I don't like it when people actively campaign for roles as well.
She's not campaigning. Everyone else is campaigning on her behalf
because she said to everyone, "I want to be Miss Marvel."
Yeah, this ain't Tyrese and Green Lantern.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with being Josh Stewart.
But no, I like Rebecca Ferguson in Mission Impossible. I think she steals the show completely. But it's second time this year. This is like Charlize in Mad Max.
Absolutely.
So Miss Theron pulled it off, so why not let Miss Ferguson take a shot?
Number 2.
Inside Out.
I mean, you pointed this out when we were talking about Strange Magic earlier and how George Lucas thinks it's for 12-year-old girls. You said no, Inside Out is a film for 12-year-old girls.
Yeah, that is what he said in an interview. He said Star Wars is a film for 12-year-old boys. Like 12-year-old girls can't enjoy Star Wars, which is a stupid thing to even say.
That really is,
isn't it? Yeah.
I had a 12-year-old daughter, and she said she didn't like Star Wars. Boom, orphanage.
See you later.
See you later.
Yeah, Inside Out is just fantastic.
It is. It's a lot of fun. I like Amy Poehler, and I like Bing Bong, and because we did the Comic-Con last week, and every time I saw a Bing Bong pop figure, it was like Bing Bong.
Oh yeah, Kase was nearly in tears every time she saw a Bing Bong pop figure.
Yeah, because of course is the voice of Richard Kind, isn't it? From from Bug's Life and Gotham. And,
TV's Gotham.
TV's Gotham. Yes, the mayor and TV's Gotham, and he's got great cast. Phyllis Smith, Lewis Black, who I adore.
I feel like he almost steals it for me.
He does. I wish there was more for Bill Hader to do in the film though, as Fear. Yeah. Because that you feel like there's more mileage to gain out of it. But you know what? Otherwise, it's a perfectly well balanced sort of ensemble.
I do agree with that, but I would love Bill Hader to just be in every Pixar film. I would like him to be like a new Ratzenberger, where he just kind of show because he's in Monsters University, and he was going to be in The Good Dinosaur when we changed the cast. So I would like him to just crop up.
the trailer for The Good Dinosaur is out, and the trailer alone feels like I'm warming up the tears already. I think for that one.
Yeah, it's just beautiful looking film.
Number 1.
Number 1 is Pixels.
Now, did you get the chance to catch this one?
But I will watch Pixels at some point.
Pixels, do you know what? Pixels is fun. Pixels is fun, and I have been surprised actually. If you go by like your Facebook friends, there's a lot of people who have just post out there like, "Oh my god, I actually enjoyed Pixels," or "Pixels was nowhere near as bad as I expected." And you know what? It isn't. It's a lot more fun than you expect. It's an all-round sort of family fantasy adventure. And it's made by Chris Columbus. What's not to expect from that? I mean, Adam Sandler dials it down. Josh Gad dials it up. And it turns out that's a switch I can live with. Sean Bean gets one of the most bizarre lines you've heard in a film this year, which, believe me, we were stood outside the cinema afterwards debating this line.
This is a year where Jupiter Ascending has come out as well.
Yeah. It's that's really odd, isn't it?
A film where he's literally related to bees.
I know. And this film, his role in this film is frankly more bizarre somehow.
Wow.
I did though think that Kevin James as the president was the funniest gag in the film. But,
just how did that happen?
Yeah, it's a fun all-round sort of retro gaming fantasy sci-fi romp. Go, take the kids, spring for the IMAX 3D, and take them to the arcade afterwards. They'll love it, and they won't even want to go on the £1.50, full immersion VR shoot-'em-up games. They'll just want to play Pac-Man for 10p, and that's fine.
Good.
That's a world I can live with. So what have we got? That's new Vacation. Should we do Vacation?
Let's do Vacation. Yeah, Back to the Well. It's
literally Back to the Well, isn't it?
Yeah, literally Back to the Well. Yeah.
I mean, okay, so the basic setup is it's the plot of National Lampoon's Vacation from 30 years ago.
Yeah, even going to the same location.
So you've now got the grown-up son. You've got, instead of Clark Griswold, you have Rusty Griswold, who was Anthony Michael Hall, but has now grown up to become Ed Helms.
Even though Anthony Michael Hall is still an actor.
And kind of looks the same. Really, he's a good-looking guy, Anthony Michael Hall.
Yeah, he was in Foxcatcher. He's still got to be in films.
In Dark Knight,
Yeah.
He was in the Dead Zone, for God's sake, for like 6 seasons.
He's got to be in War Machine. We were just talking about. Yes.
But no, so Ed Helms is Rusty Griswold, now married with kids of his own, 2 boys, Kevin and James.
Make of that what you will.
Yeah, make of that what you will. And is Kevin the old? No, James is the older one, who's a little sensitive one. And you've got Kevin, who's the young psychopath.
I could not get past just every single time Rusty said Kevin, James. I just couldn't stop thinking about it.
And then you've got the wife, who's Christina Applegate, who's basically playing the Jennifer Aniston role this time around. It feels like that. Yeah,
it feels like Worth Miller's, doesn't it?
And with family life a little bit stagnant, Rusty decides to take his family on a vacation to Wally World, where he went with his family as a kid and had the time of his life. But of course, this is the Griswold family, and nothing quite goes according to plan. And cue wacky hijinks and this clip, which will nicely set it up for you.
Guys, come on. My trip to Wally World when I was a kid was the best time I ever had.
So you just want to redo your vacation from 30 years ago? Don't you think that's going to be kind of a letdown?
No. We're not redoing anything. This will be completely different. For one thing, the original vacation had a boy and a girl. This one has 2 boys. And I'm sure that there will be lots of other differences.
I've never even heard of the original vacation.
Doesn't matter. The new vacation will stand on its own. Okay?
So yeah.
Hijinks ensue.
Hijinks ensue. This vacation's going to stand on its own.
I do like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, very meta knowing line.
And in fact, it's kind of funny. One of the reasons I like using that clip is because we get to point out that only at the point that they feel the need to tie it into the original vacation, they feel the need to actually have Clark Griswold and Ellen Griswold, so Beverly D'Angelo and Chevy Chase cameo, that all of a sudden the momentum of the film dies. Yeah. And it just feels like this awkward, lumped in sort of...
It's quite close to the end of it. It's about 15 minutes from the end.
Really late on as well. Yeah. And it is this sort of just it feels like a requisite cameo. Like you had to have it. Like, no, you really didn't. The film was working well enough. And it is funny. You can piece this one together from the trailer, arguably. You really can. And most of the real great sort of set pieces are in there. But there are some very funny sort of asides that make up the rest of the runtime. I mean, there's a couple of cameos in there that you genuinely wouldn't see coming.
Yeah. And they're really good.
And they are really good. Without naming names, a certain truck driver had us in hysterics.
Yeah.
man.
That was a really nice twist.
A lot of people will have his pop figure, and they really will. You know how many people have that pop figure?
Yeah.
And of course Charlie Day, who's in the trailer, his extended cameo.
You said that this is your highlight.
This is my highlight of the whole movie, and the best use of the song "Without You" that I have ever heard.
It's fantastic.
I love Charlie Day anyway, and he's one of two.
That is a lot darker than I thought it was going to be.
It is,
but it's,
yeah. There's he's one of two It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia cameos in this movie, because the other one is in your high point.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
But it is a film of effectively dark-hearted humour, and they really do push the R-rated envelope as far as they can. I think it misses a trick by not downgrading that somewhat and going for the all-around PG-13 family movie of the summer that it could have been, because I feel National Lampoon's National Lampoon's Vacation, the original, feels like the film of your childhood.
Yeah.
And then you see this film, which is, in this country, 15 rated, in the US, R rated. You think, there's a whole generation of kids that have been denied that now. You think that's kind of unfair.
We'll see when it comes out in home release. Well, what rating was the original Vacation?
As far as I knew, it was a PG-13. But,
I can't remember. There's probably a few F-bombs. I mean, there definitely is a Christmas Vacation,
which
is everyone's favourite. Anyway.
Everyone's seen. My personal favourite is European Vacation.
Oh, really?
I like European Vacation. I do. I don't know why.
I
just like Anthony Michael Hall bemoaning the fact that they've not got my MTV. You know, I like that. But no, it is funny. It does hit the marks. Helms is a great replacement for Chevy Chase. Predictably enough, you knew that he was going to be good. Christina Applegate's perfectly enjoyable. Yeah, but
I think she's really game for this.
She is really game for it. But it is the kind of thing she can do in her sleep. The kind of thing Jennifer Aniston can do in her sleep. It's the archetype role now that's afforded the mum figure in all of these movies. Of the two kids, like I said, the kid who plays James fares a lot better than Kevin, whose behaviour is somewhat unexplained by the film.
He's a bit psychotic, isn't he?
It's worth knowing, though, that unlike the original Vacation movies, this one actually does give the kids something to do. They actually have fully fleshed out character arcs, which is not something they were ever afforded in the original series. And it has been made with a requisite level of fanboy love, so there is sort of a couple of casual nods to, for instance, Cousin Eddie and certain National Lampoon's events. Those things that Grandpa Clark got up to.
Yeah.
Yes. Which is all undone when Grandpa Clark appears.
And then you suddenly realise just what Chevy Chase is now.
Yeah, and you're like, no,
good. It's like seeing Dan Aykroyd now, isn't it? It's just
it's just that's sad. I get that with Kathleen Turner. But,
yeah.
Oh, that's sad.
Oh no.
But no, I would recommend it. It is very enjoyable.
Yeah,
I did enjoy it. I laughed constantly through it. That's what I can say.
Yeah, I really love the car. Just the car in itself has so many great gags.
Yes, it is strange, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
But so this is written and directed by John Francis Daly and Jonathan Goldstein, who brought us the Horrible Bosses movies and the Incredible Burt Wonderstone.
Of course,
they are the writers of the upcoming Spider-Man movie. And so, it stands in good stead. Tonally, I would say it is about the humour level of the Horrible Bosses movies, really.
Yeah, maybe a little bit more crass.
It's a bit more crass, I would say, but it's also strangely family friendlier, but still not a family friendly movie. It's kind of bizarre in that way. Some more film news then to tide us over until next week.
Until next week, yeah, we've got quite a few nuggets of film.
We've got some good ones. Well, we've got to talk about the Jungle Cruise. This is one. It's not an actual Jungle Cruise. This is Dwayne Johnson has signed
it
up.
Was just
Do you imagine taking a Jungle Cruise with Dwayne Johnson?
Yeah, I would.
Do you think
money is no object?
I think he'd do the peck pop of love.
I think he would.
I think he would. Yeah, Dwayne Johnson has stepped up to star in the latest Disney theme park adaptation, which is the Jungle Cruise ride. I don't know if it's going to be called the Jungle Cruise, to be honest. It doesn't seem like a title they'd pick.
No, I think we'll definitely amend it.
Something like that. Jungle Cruise, Voyage into the Unknown, or something like that.
Yeah.
But yes, this is going to be based on Disneyland's Jungle Cruise ride, starring Dwayne Johnson. What's not to love? That one's going to work.
Yeah, it's probably because he's doing the Moana. Voice has probably got in some Disney love now.
I think that's quite possible. I mean, although it could just be Disney saying, "Hey DC, we got your boy.
We got Black Adam."
So, the other thing, there's an animated feature reboot of Scooby-Doo coming.
Yeah.
From Warner Brothers. This happens to coincide with a live-action reboot of Scooby-Doo. I have more faith in the animated one, if I'm honest.
Definitely. Get Lord and Miller involved.
Yeah. How amazing would that be?
Yeah.
Although I will say, I stand by the 2002 Scooby-Doo movie as written by James Gunn.
Yeah, of course.
Everyone always forgets. Written by James.
Didn't he do? He wrote both. I think.
Did he write both?
I think he wrote both.
Oh God, I'm gonna have to rewatch the second one now. Yeah. Right. Oh, Sully, which is the Miracle on the Hudson movie. We said about Aaron Eckhart joining the cast
and
recently.
now we've got Laura Linney.
Laura Linney. Yeah, Laura Linney has joined the cast as, predictably enough, Tom Hanks' wife.
Yeah.
Because is this just
because Catherine Kinnear was busy?
Yeah, that's kind of what it is now. Yeah. We'll see what else we've got. Oh, Pamela Anderson does not think a Baywatch movie would be a very good idea, regardless of whether or not it stars Dwayne Johnson and Zac Efron.
Yeah, nobody thinks that her being in a film isn't a good idea. So great.
Touché, Penny. What else we got? This is my favourite news of the week. Someone took the time this week, 20 years after the release of Waterworld, to talk to Kevin Costner about
Waterworld,
it.
yeah.
Someone talked to Kevin Costner and asked him about Waterworld, and you know what? He's proud of Waterworld.
He defended it to the death.
He did. He said, "You know what? I stood by that movie, and I spoke up for it more than I do for most of my other movies."
I bet he lost a lot of cash for that, but I mean, it did
credibility more than anything else.
Well, yeah.
But you know what? Kevin Costner stands by Waterworld, and if that's not a good enough reason for you to go back to the drum and rewatch Waterworld yourself, 20 years after it became,
see if it holds up.
Yeah. I mean, it's more interesting now because we don't have Dennis Hopper anymore. This is, it's one of our last Dennis Hopper movies.
He makes a great bad guy, doesn't he?
He really does. It's just a shame that bad guy didn't make for a good film.
Like Super Mario.
Yeah. Although, speaking of really bad films,
yes.
we should get on to our final review.
The last one. We've been saving the best for last?
No, we've been saving the blurst for last.
Blurst for last.
You stupid monkeys.
It was a blurst of times.
1,000 monkeys are 1,000 times.
Yeah.
Enough Simpsons referencing, we can lose ourselves doing this.
Strange Magic.
Animated effort from Lucasfilm. How weird is it now to queue up a film and see the Lucasfilm logo on it? That is the weirdest thing. Cause
yeah.
I was watching
this time it's got like a pixie fly over it or something.
Yeah, but you're thinking, okay, George Lucas has finally gone all out. He's finally actually gotten the CG animated Gribblies on the logo. Okay, fair enough, George. What we have here is something akin to Fern Gully or Epic, more epic, admittedly, than Fern Gully. It is the land of the fairies, which seem to share a border with the land of darkness, and the fairies grow flowers which can be used to make love potions, which I think are what fuels their society.
You're struggling with
and
this.
There is this one fairy called Marianne who gets cheated on, and this is a kids' movie, literally.
Yeah.
It contains notable infidelity, which I find really odd, because that never happens in kids' film. Gets cheated on by her warrior boyfriend, who only wants to marry her, she's a princess, by the way, only wants to marry her so that he can, for the sake of his ego, have control of an army. And then when she catches him cheating, she runs off and goes a little bit emo and sings some Kelly Clarkson songs. And then he decides he's going to use a love potion to have his evil way anyway and get his army. And there's a bad guy who lives in the Dark Kingdom. Here's a clip.
Whoa, oh, oh, here I am, rolling on my knees again.
Dad!
I'd do anything
So romantic.
just to make it right.
I'm so on to that hair thing.
Say you understand.
Never!
Oh, I know you can.
Oh, no, I can't.
Come on, Marianne. Come on, Marianne.
I don't want to do this, Case.
Right, so you just subjected people to that.
I don't want to be here anymore. I don't.
Well, just on this planet or on the show?
I don't want to live on this planet anymore.
Don't live on the same planet as George Lucas's brain anymore.
Why, George? Just why do you?
So
do
I haven't
these
seen it,
things?
but I have seen the trailer. The trailer contained the line, "Booty, prepare to be shaken." That sums it up, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That's pretty much the tone.
It's epic meets Glee. Epic Glee. Epically with two E's.
Rubbish.
Epically with two E's. Yeah, epically rubbish. That's the best way to describe it. It's got, first of all, the animation in it's terrible. It makes Epic look like a Pixar movie. That's one way to describe it. Story-wise, it makes Epic look like a Pixar movie. It makes every Pixar movie ever look like the holy grail of cinema. This is bad. It is so patronisingly put together. The Glee-like manner in which it uses its music is particularly nauseating because you certainly think there is a time and place for all that, and that is on the Fox network.
Yeah, that is English.
And to which you just think, yeah, Lucas, all those years working with Fox quite clearly have led you to a certain way of thinking. But it's right, you do watch this film and you do wholeheartedly believe that the man who created Jar Jar Binks was involved in this production, because there is no other explanation for something like this. After Red Tails, which was almost enough to make you think, hey, there's still
something there.
There's still a heart and soul beating in that plaid-adorned chest.
But I think it was the cast that kind of helped Red Tails, definitely.
It's so poor. And this, I mean, like this.
It's got a good voice cast.
It's got the likes of Evan Rachel Wood, for instance, in there. Although, between Fantastic Four and this, it's fair to say that it's not a great summer in Jamie Bell's house this year. No. And yeah, sorry, Jamie. We like you, mate. We wish you and the missus would make better films.
Get better agents.
Get better agents. Make better films. And apparently, I'm being told that they split. In which case, really sorry, Jamie.
Is it because of these films?
I think it might be because they both starred in awful films. Yeah. Or maybe he was made to watch a rough cut of Strange Magic.
Yeah. And she was like, "See you later, Ben. See you later, Ben Grimm.
See you later, Ben Grimm. You are my thing, no more." But no, this is truly, truly awful. If you put this on for a 5-year-old child, that 5-year-old child would be bored. They might hum along to some of the songs, though.
Would you put Star Wars on for them?
Yeah, you would. Genuinely, put
or Ferngully.
Or better yet, put Ferngully on, which had Robin Williams in it, and Christian Slater, and Tim Curry, and enjoy a much, much better movie about fairies.
God, I love Ferngully.
And you know what? It had a positive statement to make about the environment. What more do you need?
Strange Magic doesn't.
Strange Magic does not. The only thing strange about Strange Magic is that it exists in a day and age in which George Lucas is still allowed to put out a film after having desecrated his own creation 3 times.
So you weren't a fan?
No, I wasn't a fan. No. Film of the week. I'm thinking I'm going to give it to
Strange Magic.
I'm not going to give it to Strange Magic. No, I think we can skip Strange Magic for Film of the Week. I'm inclined to give it to Vacation, if I'm honest. Because
I'll give it to Vacation.
Of everything, it's the only thing I think I'd watch again in a hurry. I mean, I would watch Bad Education again, but that's kind of when you've got a few drinks in you kind of thing at home.
Like, I'd watch Vacation if we just got some friends around. You just want something that's just like Netflix. Just
that's
check
it.
it
You wouldn't. Vacation's perfectly harmless. It's got a few nice little cameos, but yeah. So next week we've got some interesting ones to come.
We have, yeah. We've
got Straight Outta Compton next week.
Oh yes, which you've seen already.
I have seen, and I'm not sure if I'm embargoed. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say anything about it. I think I signed an embargo. I'm not sure. They kept plying us with drinks. I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know. They gave us.
I just kept rapping "Express Yourself." I don't know what happened.
I will say this: I've never been in a screening with more bobbing white heads in my life.
Like a Kanye West concert.
White people bobbing heads. Yeah. That was kind of fun. Yeah, it was like a Kanye West concert. It was exactly what it was like. So no, we've got that to come next week. Then she weirdly does start Ice Cube's son as Ice Cube, doesn't it?
Yeah. What's his name? O'Shea
Jackson Jr. Yeah, because he's O'Shea Jackson. We've also got the latest attempt to make a movie out of Hitman, because the last one worked out so well. Although I don't remember anymore. I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch it.
I don't think you need to.
I love Timothy Olyphant. Olyphantastic. But yes,
we say that every week.
We do. Hitman Agent 47. That's next week with Zach Quinto as a villain. So,
yeah, Rupert Friend as the
titular.
Did you say titular? I don't know. It's titular.
I say titular because titular just sounds nipply.
Sounds a bit.
We've also got We Are Your Friends, starring Zac Efron and Emily Ratajkowski. I want to say. Is that how you say it?
I think that's how you say it. Yeah.
Okay.
The girl from Blurred Lines.
We have my favourite title for any movie this year as well. We have Barely Lethal coming, starring Samuel L. Jackson, Jessica Alba, and Haley Steinfeld. And this is like Nikita Goes to High School.
Oh my god! I saw a trailer for this months ago.
It has been coming for a long, long time. This one.
I didn't know it was coming out next week. Oh, he's under the radar.
So we've got all of those to come and more on next week's show. So this has been a Candystore production for OnScreen. I've been Van Connor.
I've been Kase Allen.
And we'll be back next week.
Just show me the way to get out of here, and I'll be on my way.
You've been listening to OffScreen. For more news and reviews, visit onscreenfilm.com.